Hey everyone, I'm Arjun, lead UI UX designer at GeekyAnts. Thank you for joining today. In this session, I'm going to talk about something I truly believe in, a theory, a principle that almost guides every decision I make as a designer. That is nothing but the KISS theory. It's nothing but keep it simple and stupid. It might sound a bit rude at first, but it's actually one of the greatest things we can do for our users. So, what is KISS theory? Keep it simple and stupid theory, or the KISS theory, was born in 1960s in the US Navy, not in a design studio, but in aircraft engineering. The idea was to keep the systems as simple as possible so that the mechanics can able to repair and maintain it easily. So this was actually proposed by an aircraft engineer. So he noticed that during the time of wars or during the tough times, it was very hard to maintain and repair the aircrafts, and it was heavily affecting the performance. So he proposed this theory to keep all the systems and the major parts to be manufactured or designed as simple as possible so that the mechanics can able to maintain and repair it very easily during the time of wars. Fast forward today, we are just swapping the aircraft mechanics with app users, and we are almost integrating the keep it simple and stupid theory on the UI UX design. So why does KISS matter in UI UX? So it reduces cognitive load. When we are keeping the entire user interface and the user experience as simple as possible, it reduces the cognitive load, and the users don't have to think hard. It also increases conversations. Like less frustration means more completion, right? Also, it improves us accessibility. Simpler UIs work for everyone, right? And also, it majorly reduces the development time. It's a win win situation for the designers and developers. So, less complexity means fewer bugs. The developers gonna love it. So, that's how the KISS theory matters in UI UX. So, let's break down how to design with simplicity in mind. Let's play a small game here. I have laid this slide, in what I call the Harvey's Family Suite game format. It's a fun thing which I use sometimes. Take a moment, maybe even pause the video and try to guess. So, what makes the UI simple? There are 10 core components that makes a UI feel simple and delightful. Just take a guess. I'll wait. And add your answers on the comments below. Okay, ready? Here they are. They are the hierarchy, color palette, navigation, iconography, typography, animations, interactions, spacing and alignment, features, and accessibility. Can you guys able to get all the things correctly? Let me know in the comments below. Now let's explore each one of them. Hierarchy. So what is hierarchy? Hierarchy is visual storytelling. It tells the user to start here, then go there, right? Bigger headings, then bolder fonts, strong contrast, and well placed white space all can guide the user's eye. Think of Google like a huge search bar in the middle and smaller footer links. Or an example here I have shown is Apple. Like both Google and Apple are very well known for their, hierarchy. Here you can see the hero image first, specs later, where the products and visuals guide the navigation. The clear hierarchy is simple on user's eyes, and the users can navigate the entire application pretty much easily. Also, here I have added one more example, IKEA, where again the product visuals guides the navigation and the use of white space. Everything is like easy on the users eye, and it helps the users to navigate very pretty much easily. Let's move on to the next slide. Minimal color palette. Colors should enhance the clarity and not to distract. Stick to majorly 2 to 3 primary colors, and majorly maybe 1 or 2 accents. If required, you can go for further complementary colors as well. Here I have shown some examples. One is the Spotify, mostly black and green. Again, the colors palette is pretty much simple and minimal. Again, another example is Duolingo, green with playful accent tones. And also Coca Cola, just red and white. If I say Coca Cola, whenever I say Coca Cola, what is the one thing it comes to your mind? They're striking red color, right? And that's how, keeping a minimal color palette will create a long lasting effect or impact on the user's end. Minimal color palettes makes the brands more memorable and the UI much calmer and cleaner. So fewer navigation options. So having less navigation options will limit the choices to prevent the decision fatigue. And it also focuses on the essential pathways only. Here I have added some real world examples. The greatest application among this is and well known application among this is Airbnb. And here they are having pretty much a cleaner navigation so that the user can navigate the search feature or even booking very much easily. Also, here one more app is included is Clear To Do app. Here, the Clear To Do app is a gesture based navigation. Simple gestures can replace buttons and menus. They, tried something a pretty much unique approach where they have removed like most of the navigation things, and they tried to go for only simple gestures. Again, here they try to maintain the functionality with minimal visible UI. Consistent iconography. Icons aren't just for decorations, right? They are just there to communicate with the users. So try to keep the icon styles pretty much consistent throughout the application. Here I have added few examples. One among them is GitHub. GitHub uses clean and consistent outlines throughout their application. It makes sure the UI looks pretty much clean, and it is very much easy for the users to navigate with icons on the application. And one more reference I have added is the Waze app. Actually, Waze goes a playful approach, but still sticks to the style. And whatever your tone, minimal or fun, just stay consistent. Sometimes mixed styles can confuse the users. Readable typography. Text is 90% UI, right? If it's hard to read, nothing else matters. So here I have added few examples. One among them is Medium. Medium uses clear spacing and contrast and appropriate font sizes. Another great example is Bloomberg, which handles more data, and even though it's handling tons of data, it approached with a great typographic hierarchy. Another one is Apple News. Apple News adjusts the typeface across the screen sizes. Same content and always readable. Then minimal animation. Animations should feel like butter, smooth, and subtle, and also purposeful. Here, we all know Duolingo tend to use more animations compared to any other application out there. Duolingo celebrates learning with a quick, joyful feedback. Here, you can notice how they, subtly added their animation. So it gives a bit more impact on the user experience. Also, on the Waze app, uses transitions to keep you oriented. Even Swiggy once had a Diwali sparkles, which is much more delightful but not distracting, which conveys the message clearly. You can see the on the tipping the delivery partner, it conveys the message pretty much clearly without distracting. Avoid overdoing it. Animation is spice, not the whole dish. Simple interactions. The best interfaces feel obvious. Like keeping the interactions as simple as possible will again help more on the user experience. Here I have added few great examples again on the clear to do app. They tend to go with a simple gestures and match what users already do with their fingers. Also, here I have added one more example of Shazam. A single button, pure clarity, right? A single button just to tap and it will do the thing. It will listen and give you the feedback, right? Always provide feedback, let the users know their action was received. So, and try to keep the interactions as simple as possible. Clean alignment. Alignment isn't just aesthetics. Here, again, a great example is like Airbnb. Airbnb uses like strict grids on the web and responsive stacks on the mobile. You can clearly notice the padding is uniform and the spacing is intentional and even throughout the interface. It creates a rhythm, and the rhythm makes scanning pretty much easy for the users. Then, required features. Don't throw in everything just because you can. Here, a great example is Notion. Notion reveals complexity gradually, like hidden menus and collapsible blocks. It helps the users to navigate on the application while going through what is required for them at the moment without throwing entire thing up ahead. A good UX is not everything at once. It's the right thing at the right time. Easy accessibility. Design must work for everyone, right? Our design should be easily accessible for all the users collectively. So here I have added few great examples. One among them is Duolingo, where they have cleverly used their character to guide or help the learners with different needs. And also BBC offers high contrast and full keyboard navigation throughout their application. And here you can clearly see these applications or the designs built with the thought of the users with different needs, and also they have built for screen readers, color blindness, low vision. So when we build the things for all these people, everyone benefits. Okay, so far we have discussed about how to create or keep the things simple, right? Now once you master simplicity, you can break the rules with purpose. Here I have added few examples. One among them is Airbnb. Airbnb's 3D guest counters are so clever, and it helps the users to understand and interact much more easily, right? Also, their circular calendars are non-standard, but it's completely unique and different. Also, another great example is Slack's random codes on pull to refresh. That's the delightful thing, right? Here, the Swiggy's pizza countdown animation. It looks interesting, and also it adds personality to the overall user experience. Also, I have added another great example, Arc browser. Again, you can notice their summarizing feature added a slight more creative animation to it. And also the last, the greatest app, which like entirely nails all the KISS principle, also how to break the rules creatively, is nothing other than Duolingo. Here, Duolingo, they have added the kids level section in a illustration or character based navigation instead of a traditional navigation. Again, it's playful and creative. It makes the complex learning progression of a child into a child friendly experience. And also the streak animation, it gamifies and it adds consistency through visual rewards, right? So it easily transforms the habit building into a celebrating moments. Overall, breaking the rules creatively can create emotional connection along with your user, and it also enhances the overall user experience. But disclaimer, try to consult the developers before promising an innovation. Obviously, your client is going to cheer you, and your client will be obviously going to be happy, but try to consult your developers first before promising or providing any like innovative or creative solutions, because the developers can identify the complexity, also the timeline impacts, get a technical validation before client presentations. So yeah, go ahead, be wild and design crazy, but try to start simple and delay the users with purpose. Test the real ideas with real people. Keep it magical, but always intuitive. That's how we turn good UI into great experiences. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep it simple and stupid. I'm Arjun from GeekyAnts. Happy designing.